Hey guys, welcome back to the series. We're picking up the action in Mark's Gospel, chapter 14. Today's devotion is based on verse 27 through to 52. It's a big chunk, so I'm not going to read it all for you today. But I'll just remind you that Jesus is in Jerusalem. He has just shared his last meal with his closest friends, the disciples. And he says something really interesting to them. He says, hey, you guys are all going to desert me. You're all going to abandon me. You're going to jump ship. You're not going to stick by me. And one by one, the disciples are saying, no, Jesus, we're with you. We're going to stick by you. Especially Peter is adamant. He's going to be there even if I have to die with you, Jesus. I will be by your side. Anyway, they go to this place called Gethsemane. It's outside of Jerusalem, and where Jesus is just feeling really heavy here. In fact, he says to his disciples in verse 33, Peter, James and John, it says that he began to be deeply distressed and troubled. My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. So can you stay here and keep watch with me? It's been noted that the words that Jesus uses here are deeply emotional and expressive. In fact, it says that they describe the deepest feelings a person can experience. Jesus was feeling the most distressing emotions that evening. And all he wanted was for his mates, his disciples, to stay and keep watch with him, to pray with him. There's a couple of things that stand out to me about this. One is that we can be full of words, we can be full of bravado, we can be full of commitment. Yes, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm going to stand up when it counts. But when it actually does count, very few of us follow through with our big words. The other thing that stands out to me from this passage is that Jesus is here experiencing the deepest emotion, the deepest need, the deepest sorrow. And if you have been through a trauma, if you have been through a tragedy, if you have been through even the most grief that one could imagine, you can know, hey, Jesus can identify with those emotions. Jesus has felt that sorrow. He's felt that heaviness. He's felt that darkness. But here's the thing, Jesus doesn't wallow in that darkness. He takes that sorrow, he takes that need, and he goes to the Father. He gets on his knees and he prays to God. He says, God, if it's okay, if it can be done, can you take this cup of suffering away from me? He so doesn't want to go through this torture and this hardship. He so doesn't want to go to the cross. And yet he says, not my will, but your will be done. Even though I don't want to do this, God, even though this is really cutting me up inside, I'm still committed to seeing through this mission. Jesus was committed to the mission that God had given to him, to go to the cross. And we can be so thankful that while the disciples are full of big words but little follow through, Jesus himself is committed and he follows through with the plan. He went to the cross. He is committed for you and for me. It's good news.